Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles in this video. She is still recovering, but we're going to talk about Twitch. This is Devin Nash, who is warning that an adpocalypse is coming for Twitch if changes aren't made soon. Now, anyone who's been paying attention knows that Twitch is not in a very good shape. I do not want to hear Twitch apologists saying that Twitch is in a fantastic place right now. It really, truly is not in a good place. They've laid people off, multiple rounds of layoffs. There was a lot of controversy around their ad revenue split, which then they tried to walk it back, and they tried to go like full cam site, and then they walked that back. They're basically throwing spaghetti against the wall to get this thing to work. And I think the biggest problem that Twitch has right now is that they're owned by Amazon, right? And to Amazon, it doesn't matter if Twitch is even a little bit profitable. They could take the money that they're using to bankroll Twitch and they could spend it on literally anything else and make money, except Lord of the Rings. Anything else but Lord of the Rings, right? And they could make money. And this is kind of what happened with Comixology too. They bought Comixology and they bought it thinking, well, we're going to cash in on the nerd craze, the comic craze, whatever. And then they're like, oh yeah, okay, it doesn't make as much money as we think it should. So we're going to shut it down and just roll comic books into PDFs with Kindle, right? And that's kind of where it's at right now. But we're going to talk about this. This is not the first time I've heard this in the last couple days. In fact, there was the CEO of that R company, which I don't even think I'm allowed. I mean, this is how petty these tech companies are now. The R company, the R video site. The CEO of the R video site was saying that he thinks that eventually Amazon is going to shut down or sell off Twitch. And we've been talking about for like 2 years now that they're getting very, very desperate. They're definitely going broke. They're definitely bleeding money. They're trying whatever they think is going to work, and they're losing to Kick, and they're losing to YouTube even with streaming. And a lot of people, I kind of feel with game streamers are just kind of moving on, because it seems like the most popular streamers now, for the most part, are commentary streams, podcasts, right? Like even Asmongold, he plays games, but he doesn't play games as much on air as he used to. As far as I can tell, he does a lot of reactions and commentary. He got banned too. That's a whole nother thing. So let's talk about this. Before we get into any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Again, it's come from Deserto. Devin Nash warns an adpocalypse is coming to Twitch if changes aren't made soon. In a lengthy post on X, streamer Devin Nash explained his views on why Twitch should ban all controversial content. So this is why he thinks they should ban all controversial content in an attempt to save the platform from an adpocalypse. Wow. The thing is that is the whole reason people go to Twitch, right? Controversial, titty stuff, cam girls, and political hot takes. That's basically keeping Twitch alive. I mean, I would love for Twitch to go back to just straight up gameplay. That would be fantastic. That's what it kind of started out as, but not anymore. So yeah, this is Novo TV CMO Devin Nash, who's known for advocating for fairer sponsorships and supporting creators navigating contracts, has argued Twitch should ban controversial topics and content to protect the platform from going bankrupt. Now, this is kind of what happened with YouTube in 2017. Basically, the general public was not aware. By general public, I mean the advertisers were not aware of what kind of content they were advertising on. And YouTube wasn't doing a lot to regulate that. And then they just went overboard with it. And what kicked it off, I think, was PewDiePie. I think it was PewDiePie making some guys say some stuff about Hitler or Nazis or something. And then that got back to Disney, because I think at the time he was part of Maker Studios. And we actually had another YouTube channel years ago with Maker Studios. And yeah, Disney thought they were going to buy Maker and be able to own YouTube kind of by proxy, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out that way. But then we had that one, and then we had a whole fiasco with really weird, like Elsa and Spider-Man kids videos, and that were coming up recommended to children. And it was like, Elsa gets a colonoscopy while also getting her arms and legs cut off, and then Spider-Man poops in her mouth. Yay! You know, and so that kind of crazy shit was going on. And then we had a whole thing where family content, like family vloggers, were kind of the bread and butter of YouTube for a long time. And then there were accusations that people that were into CP were tagging certain videos with timestamps, you know, trying to look up kids' skirts and stuff and recommending videos to each other like, hey, there's a kid in their underwear or whatever. And then that broke that whole thing. So if you had kids in your videos, you weren't allowed to monetize them or have comments or anything like that. And just kind of one by one, you know, they kept chipping away at everything that was old school YouTube. Now, Twitch, they've had a hell of a lot of controversies lately. And I know, Asmongold got banned or slapped on the wrist or something, whatever. He cleaned his house, which is cool. You know, I guess that's what it took is like, well, you're going to be booted off the platform for a while. You might as well clean your house. So he cleaned his house. But I'm seeing a lot of people really reevaluate their priorities. Like when they get banned or they get, you know, the money kind of dries up. They're kind of like, what am I doing? You know, what am I doing? Why am I spending all my life on this damn treadmill? And I think that too. I mean, I don't think spend as much time making our videos as other people do. And we certainly don't do, 4, 6, 8 hour live streams, but sometimes I'm like, God, sometimes it's just, it is crazy. It's a lot. And some people, especially if you're live streaming, you're going to say dumb shit. Anyway, Nash, this is back to this guy. This is this guy's opinions, by the way. Not mine necessarily. I'm reading this and reacting to it. Nash opened up more about the current state of live streaming and the effects creators have on their audiences. Now he comes back to talk about the current standpoint of Twitch sponsors, how creators discussing controversial topics is impacting the whole platform negatively. Yeah, if people are like, everybody's on there, flashing their junk or, saying the N word or the R word or the whatever, the hard R N word, or, taking like hard political positions. Yeah, they're just going to be like, yeah, we're not going to spend our money there. He argued Twitch is in an advertising nightmare with sponsors leaving the site without returning due to the countless controversies surrounding the platform. He followed this up with explaining what he believes has to be done to fix the platform. The choice ahead is clear. He wrote on X, you must either ban all controversial and extremist content or none of it. Okay, so he's not even saying ban it all. He's like, either it's a free-for-all or it isn't. And because the competitor already exists where all content is allowed and owns 10% of Twitch's audience, Kick, the choice is clear. This means politics, all sides, hateful content, and so on. That's interesting. So he's basically like, yeah, you can't. So there goes Hassan, too, because that's his platform now too. And a lot of these, gaming streamers, if they weren't, pretty ladies that were gonna flash their nips every once in a while, whatever, they pivoted into political commentary because that's what the audience wanted, which is so weird because it used to be Twitch was like 13-year-olds would watch people play Fortnite on Twitch. That's what they did. It was mostly video games. Like, I think you're hard pressed. Like, I haven't really heard of many Twitch streamers now that are just straight up gaming content creators. It's all like, oh yeah, this person used to be a gamer. Now they just talk about politics. This person used to be a gamer. Now she just takes her clothes off. It's just really weird. He went on to compare the situation of what YouTube went through in 2017 when advertisers discovered their ads were appearing alongside controversial or extremist content, similar to what's happening at Twitch. So, I mean, I guess from an advertising standpoint, you would sell Twitch as like, okay, at least we're not Kick. Like, your stuff is going to get seen. The thing is that I'm telling you why this would not work. The views will drop off because people go to Twitch for those controversial opinions and for that PG-13 lewdness. That's why they go there. They're not going there to watch kids play video or teenagers or young adults or whatever play video games anymore. They don't give a shit. Kids are not going there to watch, Ninja play Fortnite anymore. Not like they used to, right? So, you do that. You can do that. Fantastic. But then your views are going to plummet. You might get more advertisers, but they're not going to be spending as much. And then what's going to happen? Daddy Bezos is going to say, hey, we're going to shut this down. because it's not making money. That's what I think. I mean, there is no good scenario for Twitch at this point. He said this made YouTube spend a large amount of money to build an algorithm that could identify brand-friendly content against controversial content in order to both protect creators as well as the platform as a whole from going bankrupt. Yeah, but now people are building alternatives, though, because they can't say what they want. And sometimes they're taking these large audiences with them. And a lot of creators that were actually brand-friendly creators like MatPat, they're calling it quits. Going back to family-friendly YouTubers, I was thinking about do you guys remember the B family? Do you remember them? They were this family. They were on Vine first, and you'd know the guy if you saw him. He's like the "I will remember you" guy. Like every time he says something stupid to his wife, he's in the coffin. And that was like a Vine. That was like a series of Vines. And then they moved to YouTube, and they blew up on YouTube. They did like dances and dance-offs and stuff like that. And they're barely a thing right now. And I think it was partially because of the algorithm change that they didn't want to show kids content anymore. But also, the kids are like 20 something now. And it's like, you're not doing the family friendly stuff, but like all these family vloggers, all these people that were big, that were doing this like brand safe content, they've shriveled up. Most of them have shriveled up. There's so many YouTube animators I used to watch, with the exception of maybe Jaden. Most of them aren't pulling views now because people aren't watching that content. It's definitely changed. So, you can do that. I just don't know if it's going to work. I think you're going to, as soon as you take the eyeballs away, because that's the real incentive for the advertisers, right? Right? How many people am I going to reach? Why does Joe Rogan get the money he gets? Even though his views or his guests, I don't know if it's his views necessarily, but his guests' views are controversial. The advertisers know they're gonna get a lot of eyeballs, a lot of ears. Nash argued Twitch chose to invest in their live CDN content delivery network and in broadcasting rights content and streamers, instead of protecting themselves from going through a similar situation to YouTube. Maybe Twitch figured out these problems would work themselves out if the content was good, but they didn't. And the content's now on the decline. Extremists on all sides. He keeps saying on all sides. He's not just saying on one side. And then on Twitch definitely leans left, right? So it's, again, you've got the Hassans out there saying stuff. But they run huge communities on the platform. I don't care if it's a supervillain level take, but Twitch was much better as a gaming-focused website. Oh, thank you. Actually, I agree with you 100%. It could have been the live streaming platform for everything, but again, the systems weren't built, and that ship has sailed to YouTube and TikTok. By removing all controversial content and bringing it back to gaming, music, crafts, etc., you pull back in advertisers to your core audience. Several people took to the comments to express their own thoughts. In this particular case, so this was a couple days ago. In this particular case, I actually agree with him. I think Twitch needs to go back to being Twitch. Like, I think this chasing views at all costs, I don't think this works. Like these companies, they don't know who they are anymore. And Twitch was always the platform for gamers, right? It was historically. And then they diversified too much. And now games are barely a thing. And all the other content is drowning out the gaming content. They said they were talking about them building their system, right? And they said next 2 years were savage for YouTube. The website had to build an algorithm that could identify brand-friendly content. Yeah, and it killed a lot of channels too. A lot of channels got caught up in that weren't even part of it. Wasn't always right at first. Dozens of creators were banned, sometimes for no reason. That still happens today. Yeah, it does. And I think it's actually going to get worse. I'm being honest. I did a video about it yesterday. I think it's going to get worse. Building the system cost millions, thousands of hours, and countless controversies and risks. But today, YouTube is the most sophisticated ad network in the world. It keeps viewers happy by not serving them too many ads. No, I disagree with you there, dude. I do. And keeps advertisers happy by serving their ads on relevant, brand-friendly content. Yeah, you can actually choose if you're going to run an ad campaign. This is why they have the different color. For those of you who create content, they have different colored dollar signs on your ads. They have the green, which is like anybody can run an ad on this video because there's nothing in the video that's too spicy. And then they've got yellow, which is like some people are probably not going to run ads on your videos because your stuff is spicy, but you'll probably get your like your vitamin supplements and your survival kits and your whatever, that kind of stuff, survive the nuclear holocaust or whatever, fallout, that kind of stuff you'll get. Election ads you'll get. And then you get the red, which is like nobody in the right mind is going to serve an ad on this video. I don't think I've ever gotten a red one. I've never gotten a red one. We've gotten a couple of yellows, and usually it's like 1 or 2 topics. Or actually in our case, and the reason we actually changed, I'll tell you, the reason we changed the format, some people were complaining about the new format that we have the narrower screen. The reason we changed that is because we had a bunch of election ads popping up on the full screen, and we were actually getting demonetized because it was like, you're endorsing a political candidate. It's like, no, it's just the stupid banner ads that are running. So I'm like, fine, we'll just shrink it down to mobile size and we don't have to worry about it. I said during the same period with YouTube, Twitch was investing in their live CDN and broadcasting rights. They paid $90 million to broadcast the Overwatch League. Nobody cares about that now. They signed multi-year partnerships with Riot Games to broadcast League of Legends. They paid streamers like Ninja and Shroud, also on contracts worth millions of dollars. None of this amounted to much. It's safe to say that most of this money was wasted. Yeah, now they're laying people off like crazy, and it feels like they're just hanging on by their fingertips. Their ad system, the primary way for Twitch to make money, languished. If you want to buy ads on Twitch, you need to pay a high minimum, like $100,000 plus, and talk to someone physically there. The ads have limited no targeting. Ads get served everywhere across the website and often to irrelevant or controversial streamers. Because ads are served everywhere, Twitch is only as good as its worst streamer. Yeah, it's not good. I think Twitch, if it just went back to being for gamers, it might actually be able to pull out of a tailspin. But I'm going to be honest, I do not believe that Jeff Bezos cares. I think what's going to happen is they were probably given, because they just changed their didn't they just change their CEO? I know when they laid a bunch of people off, they had a new guy come in to run it or whatever, but it feels to me like this is the Hail Mary pass. Like they were given maybe another year or two to try to turn it around, and they have instituted some things that were actually pretty good, but I think Twitch is on borrowed time. I think they're about done. I agree with the CEO of the R-word company that eventually they will probably shut it down or sell it off, whatever makes them the most money, makes the most sense. I don't know who would buy Twitch, because really what Twitch does, there's so many other companies that do it just as well. So what's the point? And if you've got people that are, dabbling in controversial content, they're going to go to another platform anyway. They're not going to stay on Twitch because somebody else buys it. They're going to want to clean it up or whatever. What's YouTube going to buy it? They already stream better than Twitch. Rumble's got streaming. Kick is kicking their ass. They took their top streamers too. So it's like, what do they got really? It's like, oh, you're another video streaming platform from a decade ago that nobody really gives a shit about now compared to these other platforms. I don't know, guys. It feels like there's something is going to happen pretty soon, I think, with Twitch. And I would not, just like any other social media platform, I would not put all your eggs into that basket. I mean, hell, you can even stream on X now. You can stream on Twitter. You can stream everywhere. You can stream on Facebook. I don't know who the hell would want to stream on Facebook, but you can do it. Nobody really needs Twitch, and I think that's the problem. They don't know who they are. So in that regard, I do agree with him that if they would focus specifically on gaming and be the best option for gamers, then yeah. But right now, it's like, it's just, it just feels vestigial. It feels like something Amazon bought. They didn't know what to do with it. They just kind of kept it running, and they might just shut it down. I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later. Join the reef. Go to clownfish-.com. That's clownfish-.com. You will get exclusive access to podcasts and videos and comic strips and more, as well as merch discounts. Check it out. If you were a member, you could get this t-shirt, this dismal t-shirt on our website. You'd get a 10% discount on that. You can also join in the community on clownfish-.com. Thank you so much for the support.